An elephant caused quite a commotion when it refused to move from a busy road. People were starting to gather and worry about the safety of both the elephant and the motorists. A vet was called to the scene to assess the situation and figured out why the elephant was so stubborn. But what the vet saw was something beyond his expectations, and he immediately took action. The vet realized that the elephant was in distress and needed help, so he quickly called the police. The police arrived on the scene and were shocked by what they saw. They soon realized that the elephant was in a dangerous and life-threatening situation. The police sprang into action and worked with the vet to safely remove the elephant from the road and get it the help it needed. Hey there, Viral Videos here. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell. We post the most beautiful, amazing, and scary videos every single day. Let's proceed with the video. It was a beautiful day in the safari park, and visitors were enjoying their tours, taking in all the sights and sounds of the various animals. Suddenly, the peace was interrupted by a commotion coming from one of the trails. People started to gather, and the rangers quickly made their way to the source of the disturbance. They were shocked to find an elephant standing in the middle of the path, refusing to move. The rangers were puzzled. Elephants are usually docile creatures, and it was unusual for one to cause such a scene. They decided to call in a vet to assess the situation and figure out why the elephant was so stubborn. The vet arrived, and as soon as he saw the elephant, he knew something was wrong. The elephant was sweating profusely and appeared to be in distress. The vet quickly approached the elephant, trying to figure out what was wrong. But as he got closer, he was shocked by what he saw. The vet realized that the situation was more serious than he initially thought. He called the rangers to help, and together, they worked to safely remove the elephant from the road and get it the help it needed. The authorities were determined to find out what was wrong with the elephant and why it was so reluctant to move. They conducted a thorough examination and were shocked by what they discovered. They found that the elephant was suffering from a serious condition, and it was clear that it needed immediate medical attention. The outcome of the situation was still unknown, but people were hopeful that the elephant would make a full recovery and be able to live a long and happy life. The safari park was buzzing with activity as people from all over the world came to see the famous elephant and offer their support. The rangers and the authorities were determined to do everything in their power to ensure that the elephant received the best possible care. The vet and the police were shocked by what they found when they examined the elephant. It was clear that the animal was suffering from a serious wound on its leg. It was a large wound and it appeared to be infected. The vet was experienced, but he had never seen a wound like this before. He immediately realized that it was not a wound caused by another animal, but by something more sinister. The vet couldn't shake the feeling that something was not right, so he decided to call the police. He needed their help to uncover the truth behind the mysterious wound on the elephant's leg. The police arrived at the scene, and they were just as shocked as the vet by the sight of the wound. They immediately began an investigation, interviewing witnesses and searching for any evidence that might help them solve the case. The investigation was a complicated one, as the cause of the wound was not immediately clear. The authorities conducted a thorough examination of the area and collected samples of the soil and vegetation in the vicinity. They also looked for any signs of human activity, such as footprints or discarded objects. As the investigation continued, the authorities were able to piece together a story. It became clear that the elephant had been deliberately injured and that someone had been causing harm to the animals in the park. The discovery was a shock to everyone involved. The authorities were determined to bring the culprit to justice and put an end to the cruelty. They launched a full-scale investigation, gathering evidence and interviewing witnesses. In the end, the authorities were able to solve the case, and the person responsible for causing the harm to the elephant was brought to justice. With the elephant now calm and still, the police and the vet were able to get a closer look at the wound. They were shocked by what they saw. The wound was severe, and it was clear that the elephant was in a great deal of pain. But what was even more shocking was the identity of the elephant. The elephant was no ordinary elephant. It was a highly endangered species, one that was rarely seen in the wild. The discovery was a shock to everyone involved, as it was clear that this elephant was not just an ordinary animal, but a valuable member of a threatened species. The authorities were determined to find out what had caused the wound and to bring those responsible to justice. They immediately launched a full-scale investigation, working around the clock to gather evidence and interview witnesses. They were determined to uncover the truth behind the mysterious wound on the elephant's leg. The investigation was a long one, an arduous one, but in the end the authorities were able to piece together a story. They discovered that the wound had been caused by poachers, who had been targeting the rare elephants in the park. The poachers had been using weapons to wound the elephants, making it easier to capture and sell them on the black market. The discovery was a shock to everyone involved, and it was clear that action needed to be taken to protect the remaining members of the species. The authorities worked tirelessly to bring the poachers to justice and to put an end to the illegal trade in endangered species. The elephant with the mysterious wound went on to make a full recovery, and it was finally able to return to its natural habitat. The story of the endangered elephant and the dedicated authorities who worked to uncover the truth and bring the poachers to justice touched the hearts of people all over the world. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of protecting wildlife and the vital role that police and veterinarians play in safeguarding the welfare of animals. With the cause of the elephant's wound finally uncovered, the authorities shifted their focus to finding the individuals responsible. They knew that the poachers were a threat, not only to this particular elephant, but to the entire species, and needed to be brought to justice. The police began their investigation by analyzing the evidence found at the scene, including the bullets that had caused the elephant's wound. They determined that the bullets had been fired from a very large rifle, a type commonly used by poachers. The authorities also began interviewing witnesses and scouring the area for any signs of the poachers. Despite their best efforts, the search for the poachers proved to be a difficult and challenging task. The poachers were elusive and cunning, and it seemed that they were always one step ahead of the authorities. The police were determined not to give up. However, they continued their investigation, tracking down leads and following every possible clue. As the days passed, the police received a series of tips and reports from local villagers. They heard rumors of strange activity in the nearby forests and sightings of individuals carrying large rifles. The police followed up on these leads, and after several weeks of investigation, they finally had a break in the case. They arrested a group of poachers who were in possession of several large rifles and ammunition. The police were able to connect these individuals to the wounds on the elephant, and they were charged with illegal hunting and animal cruelty. The trial was a long and difficult process, but in the end, justice was served. The poachers were convicted and sentenced to several years in prison, and the authorities were finally able to breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the danger to the endangered elephants had been neutralized. The case of the elephant with the mysterious wound serves as a reminder of the importance of protecting wildlife and the dangers posed by illegal hunting and animal cruelty. The police and the authorities who worked on the case were hailed as heroes, and their efforts were a testament to the dedication and determination of those working to ensure the welfare of animals and the preservation of endangered species. In the end, this story was not just a tale of one animal's struggle, but a symbol of hope and a reminder of the power of persistence and determination. The police and the authorities who worked on the case were an inspiration to all of us, and their efforts will always be remembered as a shining example of the importance of protecting wildlife and preserving our natural heritage for future generations. With the poachers behind bars, the focus shifted to the elephant that had been the center of the investigation. The veterinarian who had first treated the elephant's wound was amazed to find that despite the severity of the injury, the elephant was still alive. The elephant was weak and in a lot of pain, but it was clear that he was a fighter and was determined to survive. The veterinarian and the rangers at the safari park worked tirelessly to nurse the elephant back to health. They provided him with the best possible care and attention, and over time, they watched as the elephant began to recover. The elephant was given plenty of food, water, and rest, and gradually, he regained his strength and vitality. As the elephant continued to recover, the rangers at the safari park noticed something special about him. Despite the pain and suffering he had endured, the elephant seemed to have an inner strength and resilience that was truly remarkable. The rangers named him Survivor in honor of his strength and perseverance, and he quickly became a favorite among the visitors to the park. Survivor went on to live a long and happy life at the safari park. He became a symbol of hope and a reminder of the resilience and the strength of the elephants, and visitors from all over the world came to see him and learn about his incredible story. Years passed and Survivor grew old and eventually passed away, but his legacy lived on. The story of the elephant who refused to move and survived against all odds inspired people from all over the world and served as a powerful reminder of the importance of protecting wildlife and preserving endangered species. In the end, the story of Survivor was not just a tale of one elephant's struggle, but a story of hope and perseverance. The rangers and the veterinarian who worked so hard to save him were heroes, and their efforts will always be remembered as a shining example of the importance of compassion, determination, and the love of animals. Survivor's story touched the hearts of millions of people, and his legacy will live on as a testament to the power of the human spirit and the strength of the bonds that connect us to the animals we love and care for. What do you think of the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video and subscribe. See you next time.